YouTube land, and welcome back to the Chaos Asylum. I'm your host, Alex Payne, and tonight we're going to be doing a WWE Monday Night Review. So there we go. And just I want to let you all know, I don't like the new WWE Universal Championship. It's just like legit like the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, the WWE Women's Championship. The way it's looking, it looks like WWE is starting to become like the UFC. Because all their championships look the same. And then the main event ended with a TKO, which I've never heard of actually them saying that instead of last night. So that's weird. Well, breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Last night we seen Finn Balor become the first ever WWE Universal Champion. Well, when he got powerbombed outside into the corner of the barricade, he popped his shoulder out of place, and then he popped it back into place. That's why he went like this, and pulled it, and popped it right back in place. Come to find out, he woke up the next morning, today, and he went and did the TV show he was supposed to do. He was getting a lot of pain. Found out that he got some tearing tendons and stuff in his shoulder. So that means he's going to be out for 6 months. So now he has to relinquish the championship. So he comes out. He says thank you to us, thank you to the roster, thank you to Seth Rollins for wrestling him last night. And then he hands over the Universal Championship. Then when he was pretty much saying, you know, farewell and whatnot, Seth Rollins came out, looked over at him, walked down and started whatever talking. Then Sami Zayn came out. Then Chris Jericho came out. Then Kevin Owens came out. Then and then Big Cass came out. Then Roman Reigns came out. So what's going to happen is there's going to be a series of matches. And next week, I guess it's going to be determined, if I understood it right, to crown a new WWE Universal Champion. And the first match that was going to happen is Sami Zayn versus Seth Rollins. So then Seth Rollins faced off against Sami Zayn. This match was going back and forth. Sami Zayn was doing pretty good until he did this one move where he leaped off. That's kind of cool. It looked like he actually did it. Leaped off the middle rope and landed. And it landed on his ankle roll and he tweaked it. So then Seth was working on that, working on it. Seth kept, whatever, put a heel hook on it and whatnot. Pretty much in the end, it made it look like, he was going to put that. Sami Zayn was going to overcome, but no, pedigree. 1, 2, 3. Seth Rollins advances. Who would have thought? So the next matchup was Kevin Owens, Mr. KO himself, versus off against the man that gravity forgot, Neville. So this match went back and forth. It was a pretty decent match between Neville and Kevin Owens. Neville did a couple of his moves, like normally he does. Kevin did his. He did boom, 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 pow, boom, boom, pow, right? And then he went for his red arrow, landed on his feet, tried to go for it again. Chris Jericho was out there for the distraction. Boom, swinging neck breaker. 1, 2, 3. Kevin Owens gets the victory and goes on to next week to face off for the WWE Universal Championship. So, and then after this match, they announced that pretty much it's going to be a fatal 4-way for the WWE Universal Championship. 2 spots left. 2 matches. Rusev versus Big Cass. And Roman Reigns versus Chris Jericho. There we go. So, the New Day comes out with the unicorn pinata, a stick, and Francesca too. And they start talking about how it's 367 days they have held the WWE World Tag Team Championships. And whatnot, and they're just talking about it. Da 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 da. Then they're like, "Do you know what this thing's full of? Bootios." And they're like, they asked the crowd, and the fan crowd said, "Bootios." They're like, well, this is a smart crowd. And then they're gonna hang it up and hit it, and then Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows comes out, talk about like, well, I don't know why you guys are celebrating. You guys lost last night. You lost. So we're required to get a WWE Tag Team Championship rematch. So then what happened was that Big E is going to go up against Carl Anderson. Let's see what happens. So Gallows and Big E's match went on for a bit. And telling you, it was crazy. Sorry, I got distracted by Holy Foley. Oh, you watched the next fight? Oh, I didn't know that. Crap. Jeez, I'll have to check that out. Booty. Yeah, speaking of bootios and being booty. Sorry, I just got something in my ear. It's like agitating. I apologize. Sorry. So this match went on. Gallows was beating up on Big E a little bit. Went to commercial break. We came back. And Big E was dominating. And then pretty much Anderson got control, and what's his name? Gallows was outside, tried to do a distraction, took out Big E, not Big E, but Kofi, and then Xavier, and then he jumped up on the apron, and Xavier did, Kofi did Trouble in Paradise, and then Xavier did some kind of face plant. Then Gallows was out. Anderson tried going for that running boot, and whatnot, and he got it reversed into a big ending. And they said that the Dudley Boys are going to be saying goodbye. Does this mean it's going to be them retiring? Or is it just a troll? Let's find out. So we're going back from commercial break, and not Darren Young, but Titus O'Neil was in the ring, bitching, moaning, complaining about how he would be the new WWE Universal Champion. He would be in the main event. Everybody would be wearing a shirt if it wasn't for Darren Young. And that people asked him last summer at SummerSlam, and they lost the tag titles to The New Day. If that was the worst day of his life, he said, no, actually, that was the greatest day of my life because that's when I dropped that dead weight, Darren Young. So I guess we're going to have another feud again. The only thing that made sense that came out of that man's mouth, besides him stuttering a lot, was that how can you make Darren Young great again if he hasn't been great before? Yeah. And now we're going to take a look back on what happened in the TKO UFC WWE match. That's what I'm going to start calling it because the TKO is from UFC, not WWE. So we had the Big Kaz Rusev match. And right out the gates, Rusev just starts pounding on Big Kaz. And then Big Kaz starts working on his injured ribs that were, I guess, they found out that they were bruised ribs. And this match was going back and forth. At the end, pretty much Rusev legit walked out. Got counted out, 9-10. Big Kaz advances. They go to the backstage where there's Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho talking about like, well, thanks buddy for having my back. I didn't really need it, but thank you. And then they were talking about like if Chris Jericho wins, what happens between us two? And they're like, no, me. Roman Reigns is gonna get it. You stupid idiot. Next segment that happened on WWE Monday Night Raw was Charlotte coming out and bloating, showing off, whatever the word is, excuse me. on how she won the WWE Women's Championship back, and now she's a two-time WWE Women's Champion, and that she's the best, and there's nobody left in the kingdom to face off against her, so she's back on her throne. So then she was about to leave. Mick Foley's music hits. He comes out, he's like, there's parts of this job I hate doing, like when I had to take the belt off of Finn Balor tonight, the WWE Universal Championship. He's like, but there is part of this job that I love too, like I'm about to announce. He's like, I just signed one of the hottest single competitor free agents of woman. He's like, here she is! Hey, we want some Bayley! And it was Bayley. Bayley came out, got a big pop. She came down to the ring. She was cracking jokes with Mick. And she's like, let's seal it with a deal, with a hug. And Mick's like, seal it with the deal with a hug, right here, right now. And then Bayley's like, yeah, right here, right now, seal the deal with the hug in Brooklyn, New York. So they hugged it out. And then she was pretty much saying, hey, I know you're trying to upstage me, Bayley, and it's not going to happen. She's like, I have all the respect in the world for you, Charlotte, and I've never tried to upstage you, but I would challenge you for that WWE Women's Championship. Oh, I'm not dressed to... That's what she said. She wasn't dressed to fight, but if there's one thing she taught her protege, Dana Brooke, is to always be ready for a fight. So coming up next will be Dana Brooke taking on the debut on Monday Night Raw of Bayley. And you know Bayley's going to win. Come on now. Win. Hey, we want some Bayley. So, like I predicted, Bayley won the match, but pretty much what happened, Dana was going back and forth, and she's trying to do these moves, going crazy, punching Bayley in the face, pinning her, telling the ref to count 1, 2, 3, but it was only 2. This match went back and forth. Bayley finally gets her, did her whole signature. Bayley to belly. 1, 2, 3. Wins her debut match, like I said. She looks at Charlotte like, bitch, I want that title shot. Let's go. Come on. And then they cut to the back where Roman Reigns is. And pretty much Tom Phillips is all like, he's like, Chris Jericho said, and Roman's like, let me guess, he's running his mouth again. He's like, well, I'm either going to shut up with a scarf or with this. There we go. So, Sheamus got interviewed about how he felt about winning the match last night at SummerSlam against Cesaro. He said, oh, it is great, fella. He has whatever accent. He said that, unlike New York and their teams, that he's a winner and all of them are losers. So then we go to the ring, and Braun Strowman's coming out to destroy another indie wrestler. His name is Johnny Knockout. It kind of was a little funny because he's like, so why'd you want to take this challenge on? Because I like big, sweaty men. What? You're taking on Braun Strowman because you like big, sweaty men. What's that say about Johnny Knockout, huh? It's more like Johnny got knocked out. Yeah. So Johnny got in the ring with him. Okay. Moved out of the way, kicked Strowman in the leg, hit the ropes, clothesline. Strowman did a couple moves, reverse choke slam. 1, 2, 3, Strowman wins. And then he says, remember my face! Does a move, boom. Tells the referee to count it again. Ref's like, no, the match is over, no. He's like, count it. He's like, okay, man, God. 1, 2, 3. And so there's that. And then coming up next is the Dudley Boys saying goodbye. Because like last year around this time, they came back. So they're saying goodbye to us tonight. Up next. Thank you, Dudley Boys, for all of the memories you gave us, all the funny memories, all the great memories that you gave us, the memories of you winning tag team championships, the moments of you putting people through tables and saying, Devon, get the tables! And I hope to call you guys my coach someday. Thank you. Well, the Dudley Boys came out and they pretty much got in the ring. They, are talking about how they respect us and how, they feel that they know that we respect them, whether it was good or bad, terrible, great. And instead of like them, they said that we should stand up and applaud ourselves because if it wasn't for us, there wouldn't be no Dudley Boys and whatnot. So, excuse me. So then the Shining Stars come out, cut a promo and whatnot, saying, "Oh, well, here's some tickets to Puerto Rico, so you can eat food, and put fat jokes." So then they took too much, and then pretty much knocked them down. 1-3. They went to get the table. Who comes out of nowhere? Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. Beats the crap out of Devon, beats the crap out of Bubba. Magic Killer on Bubba. And then they start walking away. Devon tries to beat him up. Nope. He gets a Magic Killer right through the table. And there we go. They're laid out. So the matchup next is going to be the main event. Chris Jericho taking on Roman Reigns to determine the last competitor in the Fatal 4-Way for next week's WWE Universal Championship match, which I think it's going to be Roman Reigns. And on SmackDown, AJ Styles is going to address the WWE, and Nikki Bella is going to make her SmackDown debut. So, the Roman Reigns-Chris Jericho match happened to determine the last competitor for the Fatal 4-Way next week on Monday Night Raw for the WWE Universal Championship. Now, Chris Jericho started dominating this match a little bit. Then Roman came back. He tried to hit the Superman punch, ducked, walls of Jericho, reversed. And then, what's it called? Kevin Owens came out. Then he pretty much super kicked with Roman Reigns in the head. And then a code breaker. 1-2, kick out. Superman punched to Kevin Owens. Spear to Chris Jericho. 1-2-3. Chris Jericho loses. Roman Reigns advances. He is in the Fatal 4-Way like I predicted. So, that was the end of Monday Night Raw. What did you guys think about it? Did you like Monday Night Raw? Did you not like it? Leave it in the comments below. Leave a comment. Hit the like button. And if you haven't done it already, hit that subscribe button. Smash that subscribe button. Later.